Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophie, aka Peachy Craft. Today we've got something a bit different on my channel. I've not done one before. It's a first impressions video. So today we're using QOR watercolors, which I've never used before. And I've got a few sets. I've got the high chroma set. I just don't have the tin anymore. I bought the introductory set and then the Ali Cavana set as well. So I'm going to set up this watercolour palette because I always find them fun to watch myself, and then paint this picture of my daughter playing with some bubbles, and throughout the video I'll let you know my thoughts and first impressions on the watercolours. Okay, so we'll start with just filling the watercolour palette. This is a Magello airtight palette and I think it's 20 wells. They call them airtight, but they're not actually airtight. But anyway, I'll just read the colours off in order, starting from the left-hand side, which is the yellows. So in my palette, I have Hansa Yellow Light, and then I have Chromium Yellow Hue Deep, which is actually from Schminker. None of the sets that I bought contained a nice deep yellow, which I use for mixing skin tones. So I put in that one just as a substitute colour. And then we have Nickel Azo Yellow, then Transparent Pyrrole Orange, Quinacridone Red, which is actually a colour I bought myself that wasn't in a set, as it's just what I prefer to mix for skin tones. One of the sets did come with a Alizarin Crimson, which is just a bit more red toned and not as bright. So I decided not to include Alizarin Crimson in my palette and instead substituted it with Quinacridone Red. Then we have Pyrrole Red Light, Perylene Crimson, Brilliant Opera Rose, which again is from Schminker. QOR doesn't actually do Opera Rose, which is probably one of my all-time favourite colours. I know it's not light fast, but a lot of my work I do in sketchbooks or they're just for friends and family, so it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. And then we have Quinacridone Magenta, Dioxazine Purple, Ultramarine Blue, Manganese Blue, which I again bought as an extra colour from QOR as it wasn't in one of the sets. I tend to use Manganese Blue for skies and oceans, things like that. Then we have Phthalo Blue Green shade, Cobalt Teal, one of my favourite colours. Then Ultramarine Turquoise, which was in the Ali Cavana set. Then Sap Green, Green Gold, Quinacridone Gold, Burnt Sienna, Payne's Grey, and that's all of the colours. Like I said, the ones that I didn't include were Alizarin Crimson and Pyrrole Orange. They're not in my palette, but they were included in the set. So when I initially started painting with these colours, I was a bit worried as things were looking really patchy. QOR watercolour basically has a unique binder. I think it's called arthaul, their binder. Most watercolours use gum arabic and arthaul is unique to QOR itself. And basically when I was painting, there was a lot of blooms and a lot of texture, which isn't normally my thing. I tend to prefer more control. So like I said, when I initially started painting, I was a bit worried as I was finding it hard to control the watercolour. Not because the colour spreads out loads, which I know a lot of people report. It does a bit more than standard watercolour, but more so just because it was creating lots of harsh edges and I was struggling to get smooth transition blends between colours. But the more I layered, the better I looked, and it just ended up looking really nice. It was a different style of painting, I suppose, to what I'm used to. It takes a bit of getting used to it, but once you are, you can typically use them as you would standard watercolours as well. So like I mentioned, I got 3 of the watercolour sets. I got the high chroma set, the introductory set, and the Ali Cavana. Oh, I'm sorry if I keep pronouncing that wrong. My partner's told me multiple times how to say it, and I keep forgetting what he said. So I really wanted to get the Ali set because it's got some really unique colours compared to standard watercolour sets. I find most watercolour sets that you buy, they're always the bog standard basic colours. Not many brands branch out and have unique colour schemes. I mean, well, some do, but the ones that I tend to buy don't. So I really wanted it, and mainly because it has a new colour, which is ultramarine turquoise, which is similar to Phthalo turquoise by Daniel Smith, which is one of my favourite watercolours for mixing, adding shadows, things like that. So I was really interested in this set, and it's just a nice unique colour scheme. I did accidentally buy an extra sap green because I didn't realise it was in the set already, which was annoying because I could have saved myself, I think, £11, £10, something like that. But I mean, it is what it is. I've got an extra sap green now. I'll probably never get through it because watercolour lasts for ages, but there you go. And yeah, I really liked the Ali set and the high chroma set. To be honest, even the introductory set, because I didn't have any QOR watercolours anyway, was really useful just for them basic mixing colours. So all of the sets were good. The watercolours, they are a bit pricey. I swear they never used to be this expensive. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but I swear they used to be a bit cheaper. I'm not sure. But I think it was around £35 for a set of 6 watercolours. But to buy them individually, I think it's around £10-11, which is up there, considering the tubes are only 11mm as well. They're not the standard 15mm that you expect from most watercolour brands. But despite that, I really enjoyed the paints. I enjoyed using them. I got a bit of granulation when it came to painting the background, as I used cobalt teal, so that granulated quite well in the mix with green gold, which is always pretty to see. So yeah, the colours were nice and bright. They were easy to mix. Obviously, you know, you just need to practice with your colour mixing and you'll eventually get there. But once you know how to mix, they were easy to mix. They created nice, bright, vivid colours, not muddy or cloudy that you'd expect from cheaper watercolours. And overall, they just look quite nice. They're probably not my favourite watercolours in the world, but it could just be a case of I need to get used to them a bit more and then I'll start enjoying them. And I also noticed I left my colours to dry for quite a few days actually because I've been busy. So they dried in the palette for quite a while and they've dried really well. They're not wet or tacky anymore. But when I always spray down my palette and re-wet it just to get the colours activated. And I noticed they re-wet really easily. I watched one video and they said that they struggled. But the colours that I have, I found them really easy to re-wet. Even the ones that tend to dry a bit stiffer, like cobalt teal and manganese blue, they re-wet nice and well as well. So yeah, that was good as well. And they've stayed in my palette. They've not cracked or gone strange, which is always great. And yeah, I pretty enjoyed using QOR watercolours. So if you're thinking of buying some, I definitely recommend getting a set, as QOR watercolour sets are quite unique compared to most. They have unique colour combinations. My personal favourite is the Ali Cavanagh set and the high chroma set. Especially if you use watercolour a lot anyway, you probably already have the bog standard colours. So definitely those sets are really good. My probably favourite is the Ali Cavanagh set, just because it's so unique and it has just some really pretty colour combinations. I did actually watch a YouTube video that she did with QOR where she did a demo using this set, and she actually uses the ultramarine turquoise as an underpainting, which is a really unique thing for watercolour. Because watercolour is transparent, you tend to not do a watercolour like an underpainting because it'd show up too vividly. But she did, and it looked really good when she layered it up, and even the initial layer looked really good. So I am interested to try that just to see what it looks like. And she really embraces the texture, especially with the QOR watercolour paints, in her art style. She has quite a lot of texture and blooms, and she embraces it, and it looks amazing. So I'd be interested to try the underpainting technique with watercolor just to see how it comes out in my style, I suppose. I suppose I like a bit more control and a bit more smooth transitions. So yeah, I really like the watercolors. Obviously, I hope you enjoy the rest of the painting, and then I'll catch up with everyone at the end of the video so we can see the final results. guys, so that is the painting all finished. Let me know what you think of the finished painting, if you like it or not, and let me know if you've used QOR watercolors before. Obviously, I hope you find this video helpful with all the swatches and just the first impressions of all the colours. So let me know. I always like to give my paintings fun little names, and this one is called The Bubble Princess, as she loves bubbles and she's just a little princess, so I thought it was cute. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch everyone in the next video. Bye guys.